Right, week 2. No, hang on. Let's get this right. Wave 2, week 5, day 2 done. Not a bad session, all in all. Better than I expected. Not fantastic, but better than I expected. Oh, look at this, a bit more Crayley Heath flora and fauna. Walking back now, I think the last time I was walking back from the gym of an evening, it would have been dark at this time, so it's been quite a while since I've done this. I have got into a bit of a bad habit of driving when I'm coming of an evening. Obviously, of a morning, I don't have enough hours in the day to walk here, so there's that. I always used to run back from the gym. I haven't done that for probably 12 months, maybe more than that actually. But at one time I was always running back from the gym. I did some of my best work even after training, doing some Olympic lifting. Right, with any luck you'll be able to hear me slightly better now. Crayley Heath is a bit of a busy place now and again, especially this crossroads. In actual fact, one of my very early videos, which was a bench focus video, I was walking here, and with the rain and wind and what have you, you couldn't hear anything I was saying. That's the early days of YouTube, not really knowing what you're doing, he says, as if he knows anything now. Yeah, anyway, the session I was doing, really hard on my triceps, this workout. There's more of a focus on lockout, on the overhead work for me, as it's a push press, because being a push press I can use more weight. So using more weight, eventually, you know, I'll run out of inertia and I have to get that lockout with my tricep strength. So they're slightly more loaded. Pull-ups obviously incorporating a lot of different muscle groups, including the tries. They're the abs I hate training abs, any variation thereof. And then my other assistance set, although those still pretty big movements with the dumbbell press and dips and tricep extensions. Obviously dips and tricep extensions, self-explanatory, they're going to absolutely cane your triceps, but the dumbbell press a neutral grip, so obviously getting more load, or perhaps more load than I would get if I was doing a regular sort of bench press style. So yeah, after 3 rounds of that, I haven't got a lot left, and I started doing the animal walks. Did my bear crawls, did my gator walks, did my crab walk. That's one set. Didn't do my burpee broad jumps because I got talking, which is my own fault, I will concede. But yeah, I'll sack that off in the finish. It wasn't doing me any favours. So instead of that, I got on the watt bike and had a nice 10-minute sort of almost like an interval session. I mean, not really, it was quite steady, and then I'd have a few 20 to 30 second bursts of just pushing the watts up to about 300 for just for that time period, and then back down to sort of 120, 130, steady, keeping the cadence about the same, turnover about the same. I also did a power test, because on the watt bikes, which they've got at Back for Health, there's a lot more to them than just a normal exercise bike. It's not just like you can ride or you can adjust the resistance slightly, or on a bit of a program. There's 2 forms, there's air and magnetic resistance, and there's also like a stack of testing facilities, because it gives you so much information that you can really find out some interesting bits and pieces. The 6-second power test is pretty good, to be honest. It's like you've got to be so explosive and go out so hard so quickly because you've only got 6 seconds to get all that work done, you know, for that max effort. So it's a good indication of raw power. But you don't have to maintain it. There's also a 30-second power test which I've done, which makes you hate life. You should love life. So I've only done one of the 30-second power tests ever, and that was enough. The 30-second one I did, when I did it, it dropped off by half within about 20 seconds from start to finish. It was incredible how fatigued you were. It was as if you'd done a full interval session or been doing like a Tabata protocol for an hour. It was horrible. But yeah, the 6 second I did 1,221 watts peak, which I think is my record. I think the last time I did it, I was knocking around 1,100. So pleased with that. Maybe I'd be good as a really short distance cyclist. I don't know. I suppose it's conducive to having a big squat. There's a good chance that you're going to have good power on the bike. But yeah, session, it seemed like a shorter one, but I don't think it is. I think I'll just stick to my times and getting the stuff done. Yeah, I've got to go and refuel now, get some food in my belly. Today's been a bit disjointed food-wise. I'm not eating particularly well at the moment, unfortunately. It's something that I've said I'm going to fix, and I need to fix, really, to be honest. I think that's a downfall on my training. It's not so much what I eat, but it's being strict with what I eat, to then sort of put it another way, like the stuff I eat isn't that bad. Generally speaking, I eat pretty well, but two problems: I either don't know when I've had enough, so I'm eating too much of the things that are okay, or I'm eating the right amount of them, but then I'm thinking I'm still hungry, so I'm going to go and eat something else, and then that something else might be a bit of a downfall thing. Some days I do really well and I eat only good stuff. Other days, like yesterday, I did a bit of a mega tea. I did a full rack of ribs as a rib sandwich, which is enough, I ate that on, and I had a whole tiger loaf. I ate that on. That's a lot of food, but then I still had most of a lemon meringue pie afterwards, and I was still hungry after that. So, I know I've got to eat well, I've got to eat plenty of calories, but that's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? So yeah, I'm gonna try and fix that today, he says, because I'm gonna go and eat a chicken and chestnut and mushroom and leek pie that my wife's made. I'm very, very bad for not eating it sooner, but I'm eating it now. Yeah, I'm going to see my little nipper as well before he gets to bed, hopefully. Might not get a chance, which is unfortunate, striking the balance between getting all the things I want to do done. It's not always ideal, but yeah, sacrifice, I suppose. Prioritising, you could argue, perhaps not prioritising correctly, but then it's whatever you need to do sometimes. Today, because I skipped a session this morning, it was really important to me to make up for that today and not skimmed. I mean, I could have just done some rudimentary lifts in the garage, get a little bit of work done, but it wouldn't have been on session with what I'm supposed to be doing. So, and without sticking to the program, am I really getting the benefits out of it? If I'm doing a replacement session, that's not the same as following what I should be doing. So yeah, it was important for me today to get in the gym and do a bit of work, mentally as much as, well, yeah, purely mentally, I was going to say as much as anything else, but that is what it's for. you know, you've got to stay on top and keep the wolf from the door. Sometimes you get, you know, look after yourself sometimes. Yeah, so not something I talk about very often, but you know, when you've got things going on, you want to not have your own time even so much, because I've seen people today at the gym that I get on with, you know, my friends, and yeah, sometimes you've got to just seize things. You know, I had to do that today. That's what I told myself, so I had to get in the gym. So I got in the gym and did what I needed to do. You know, you could say it wasn't that effective, might not have been that effective. You know, my push press numbers weren't quite up to scratch with what I would have liked, but you know, I've still got in there and done it. And so up here, that's all right for me. Still, you know, up here, I've got the problem that it wasn't good enough. You know, I'm always going to be really self-critical, but I can't do anything about that really. That's my mentality. You could use it as drive. You could use it, you know, to spur yourself on. You could use it destructively. You know, if you're always trying to measure yourself, as soon as you start comparing to other people, that's when you're going to come a cropper, because you can't compare yourself to other people. You don't know their situation, you don't know their background, you don't know what their goals are or anything like that. So you just need to compete with yourself and do what you need to do to be happy, I suppose. And then you need, well, I suppose first you need to find out what makes you happy. You know, if you really, really want to collect all the Pokemon on Pokemon Go, then that's what you should go and do. I want to be the strongest, fittest version of myself, but you know, goals. And this is the other thing as well, you know, setting yourself a goal. As I was saying earlier to someone at the gym, you set yourself these goals and you work towards them. But if you're anything like me, you have interim goals whereby you've got smaller sectionalised things that you're working towards as part of a bigger thing. So, you know, you might have things in mind you want to do, but you've got little steps you can take, little milestones to break through plateaus as well, I suppose. You know, I find, well, I find that helps me greatly. I like quantifiable goals. If you can do something in a certain time, or do it for a certain number of reps or a certain weight, you know, that's good, because you can physically see where that is and what you've done. You know, you can also sort of, there's an element of, you know, there's a variable there, like not every day is going to be your best lifting day or your best running day, or, you know, like for me, I've done like a couple of night shifts and not really been sleeping, as I said earlier, so I'm not getting the quality recovery time that I like, and that it's sort of necessary, really. You know, you can't expect to be at your absolute best all of the time. The other thing is, in terms of goals. But I'm aware that you're probably not going to hear any of this. This is a bit of a nuisance. Yeah, you're not with goals. It's like the M1. Yeah, with your goals can change as well. I mean, when I first started training, it was purely to make me better at doing OCRs. But I found other things and other areas that I want to improve. And by working on those things and improving those areas, it has altered what my goals are. Now, I still want to be better at OCRs than I am, but I'm bettering myself in different ways, perhaps, than I originally set out with.